healthcare system is so slow, it's catastrophic in certain ways.
I remember actually this quote because all of Canada rose up when Trump called our system catastrophic.
You will have the finest healthcare plan there is. She wants to go to a single-payer plan, which would be a disaster, somewhat similar to Canada. And if you ever notice, the Canadians, when they need a big operation, when something happens, they come into the United States in many cases.
Where to start? The Canadian healthcare system actually produces excellent outcomes. We have longer life expectancy than the U.S. and better outcomes across a wide variety of different diagnoses. And this myth that Canadians all come to the U.S. for healthcare really does need to be debunked.
They come into the United States in many cases.
Now, of course, some Canadians travel to the U.S. for healthcare. Oftentimes, it's actually what we call snowbirds or older Canadians who travel to Florida or Hawaii for your better weather in the winter season and end up getting healthcare for a variety of different reasons. But the number of Canadians who actually choose to travel to the U.S. for healthcare services is extremely small. It's actually so small that it's difficult to measure. So while, of course, there's always a person here or there who chooses to travel for whatever reason, that's not actually the majority of Canadians. Almost all Canadians stay in the Canadian healthcare system and get all of their healthcare in the Canadian healthcare system. But let's contrast that with the U.S. because, in fact, a lot of Americans also travel outside the country to get healthcare.
The rising cost of healthcare is causing some Americans to find cheaper options abroad.
In fact, the Centers for Disease Control have estimated that approximately 750,000 Americans travel every year out of country in order to get healthcare services. And the most common reason for that is because they can't afford to get healthcare in their own country. They have to go to other low and middle income countries where healthcare is less expensive to purchase.
America spends more on healthcare than any other nation, and those costs are now forcing a growing number of uninsured or underinsured Americans into traveling abroad for medical treatments, many times at a fraction of the cost.
So while of course people travel to get healthcare from both countries, this is a very minor issue and certainly doesn't reflect the experience of the vast majority of Canadians.